Then as I was sleeping, I felt 3 very fast taps on my neck, like. Like very fast, like asking me to like turn or like wake up. When I look over, there's nobody.
Welcome to another episode of Get It Out.
Today, we have an exciting topic.
Correct.
It's all about
ghost stories. We are doing your ghost stories.
Yes, correct.
And who better to tell ghost stories than the most legendary ghost hunter,
Sneaky Sushi. And also Nigel is here.
I always forget.
Oh yeah. A lot of people forget.
His name is Nigel, guys.
So far, right, you've been going out to hunt for ghosts, to prove the existence of ghosts. Have you ever come close to it or feel like you come close to it?
It's very hard to answer because I do bring all my devices and right? And sometimes the devices do like act up lah.
Right.
But the thing is, can you even trust these devices?
But do you personally like feel anything? Not using any instruments lah.
I got feel scared lor.
You feel scared?
Really, man?
Scared. You were scared.
At the start, I was scared. But then later on, right, I got used to it already, and then I realized, fuck, I think it's just my mind, like I just a bit anxious lah.
Remember that time we do a ghost hunting episode? Then we go at Overkill. Then I asked him, hey, you scared? He said, no, I got nothing wrong. He said he hoped he finds something.
That's why no. I think he wants to be the first person to prove
capture
the
something
existence of ghosts. So this story is from Wendy. The title of the story is called HDB Void Deck Giggling.
Giggling!
Giggling. I have my fair shares of supernatural story, but today let's talk about the one that, even though many years have passed, I still get goosebumps when I talk about it. During my secondary school days, I have an older boyfriend who was always driving a bike. At times, he would ride over my place in the middle of the night to hang out. We would lepak on the chairs around the pickup point. This night was no different. So while he was smoking, right, I had a sudden urge to walk over his bike and take a look. I saw a cigarette butt on the floor, a different brand from the one my boyfriend smokes. And then in my left ear, I heard, He says,
How do you spell?
H-E-H-E.
No, it's not.
It's what?
Wait, but also a bit sus. Why she suddenly wanted to go to the bike to check?
She
Like for
got
nothing,
this-
she just, I feel like going to the bike. Let's go to the bike and check.
She like got this
A bit weird, eh?
intuition.
Sudden, a bit weird. In my left ear, I heard hee.
Left is this side.
Okay. A man's voice giggling and a firm hug from the back.
Huh? Wait, what?
Hug. Okay?
Pervert ghost.
Yeah. Naturally, I would think it's my boyfriend. So when I turn around from my left to see my boyfriend still sitting on the chair a distance away, smoking his cigarette, I asked him if he come over and hug me before he could even reply. In my right ear, I heard another hee, a man's voice giggling. This one I think could be a psychological problem.
I debunked already.
You debunked already?
I debunked already.
What?
Late at night, correct? In the void deck, it's a bit chilly, it's a bit cold. And then the wind blow.
Then where the hug come from?
No, the wind strong. Then like you feel a bit tight, cause cold.
Right.
It could be just the wind, I don't think too much. So sometimes, you know when your window not closed properly, then the wind blow through.
But
Last time when I saw young, I scared. I thought got ghosts in my house.
I'm just thinking, what if this is actually a true story? Then Wendy is at home like,
yeah lah.
and you're saying it's the wind.
So from your ghost experience, what do you think this could be? Is there anything that fits into the mythical creatures that you've been researching?
Okay, to be honest, when you're reading the story, I was also laughing.
I know how he laughs.
Hey, like that, the producer fails. The producer put scariness 5.
Okay, to be fair lah, if you all put yourself in that position,
Confirm scared.
confirm scared lah.
I will legit think I'm too tired.
Okay, actually it depends how the ghost laugh. If it's like a I confirm scared.
Okay.
But if the ghost go like I'm not scared. Actually, I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit confused today. So we're giving what advice to this person?
There's no advice. We're just saying your ghost stories.
You're just making fun of their trauma.
Actually, I got advice. You just go upstairs lah. Don't stay at the void deck.
Don't hang around.
The void deck not very safe. Go upstairs, better, safer.
Wow.
If the ghost, you lock all the window, you lock the ghost inside. Then you hee all night with him.
That's even worse season.
Stupid, sir.
Really quite stupid. So I think you don't give advice. You just read lah.
That's why we are on this channel.
You read lah.
I read.
Read
Okay.
the next story.
So on the topic of void deck, there's another void deck story.
There's another voice.
Yeah. It was a typical Friday.
Right.
And Jin, Wen, Ash, and Keith.
Wow, it's very specific.
Very specific, yes. They were meeting for supper.
Okay.
And then Keith usually would drive and meet under the house and go for supper, right? Usually they meet around 10:30, but he'll go down a bit earlier.
Right.
He went down around 10:25 and waited for Keith lah. And he realized there's a funeral.
My mom told me when I was young, right, when there's a funeral, right, whether it's the car or the actual funeral, right, don't go look at it.
Yeah, he was saying, right, the parents usually ask them to avoid or try to make a detour.
Okay.
But that day, Jin decided to look into the funeral.
Why is so people?
Correct.
Like look in the dead person.
No, look into
That's a
the...
bit zibai.
Yeah, why you...
No, like walk past then look in.
Okay, honestly, I sounded also curious.
Walk all the way into the casket and like.
You go is...
No, like they never say what.
Oh, no, I will
From
like...
outside like look.
I will from outside look like
peep
at
a
like,
bit,
the picture, right? So this guy also looked at the picture, right? And he realized it was an old man smiling in the deceased photo. So he looked away.
Well, that's a bit creepy because I usually don't see funeral photo people.
And I debunk another myth. It could be the same void deck. Because this old man smiling, it could be... A few moments later, he saw Keith alone at the playground waiting, and waving to him lah. And it was very dark. It was pitch dark. So the lights were not working for some reasons.
Always.
Always.
Yeah. He walked over to the playground and talked to Keith and asked him about his day. And Keith replied normally. At that moment, he looked beside, and no one was there.
Huh?
Suddenly, no one was there.
He was chatting with him though, right?
Yeah, he was chatting with him, and he asked like, "How was your day?" And the guy replied normally. So then he was like, "Who the hell am I talking to?" And just then, Keith replied in the group chat, say, "Hi guys, I've just reached." And he quickly ran to the car park. When he walked past the funeral, the old man photo was not smiling anymore.
Oh, shit, that's a good touch, bro. That's a good
Okay.
That's good.
It was changed to a stern and angry look. He didn't feel well the entire night, and next day he felt sick. Even when I'm typing this story, I'm having goosebumps to this day. So who or what did I talk to?
So was he talking to the old man or not?
He don't know.
No, he
No
think
lah.
he's talking to his friend, but it's not
Yeah.
his
It's
friend.
something
Yeah, it's
else.
something else. But wait, why he go back and check whether the
No, because he need to go back to the car park.
Oh, he walked there.
And then he walk past.
Then he check again.
Then he check again.
So he very kaypoh.
Hey, you scared already? You still look at inside for what?
I don't know if it's real or not, but I like the way the story was written.
Right.
The part where the face, you know, changed to an angry face. I was like, oh shit.
Maybe it's my storytelling good lah.
No lah. You too much breaks already. Too much stops already. Yeah, a bit confusing.
I was trying to play with emotions.
Right. I got one HDB story myself lah.
Oh, is it?
Last time my girlfriend stay HDB because we argued in the day at midnight like that lah. I went to her house to go try to look for her. Now thinking back, I think this is a prank lah because it was Hungry Ghost Festival. I got into the lift. Then my girlfriend stay 6th floor. When I take the lift, right, I press 6, and then when it go 3rd floor, right, it stopped. Then I saw a bunch of teenagers in front.
On the 3rd floor.
I was alone in the lift.
Okay.
The teenagers pressed the lift. Then after that, they just standing there, they looking, and then they never come in. Then I said, you guys not coming in? Then after that, they not replying, they chatting themselves, so I just closed lah. As the thing closed, right, they said, wow, the lift damn crowded inside. Then the lift closed. I don't
It's
know.
a prank lah.
I don't know, is it a prank? But I was fucking scared. What? I think it's a prank because
It
it's
is,
teenagers.
because
That's a good prank.
if you are alone,
funny,
you Hungry Ghost, it's really quite scary.
Later we go and do to someone.
At night.
Actually, I also heard of this story.
Yeah, I
before.
also heard before.
But it's in poly. It's not in like HDB.
So it's a 你们的年代的 prank
yeah.
You all came
no,
out with this
I
prank.
don't think it's a prank.
Is that sick
prank.
Is
No,
that
okay,
sick
so last time poly at camps, you always night walk. So basically, last time Nian must walk through this stretch, right, where it's all the CCA room. So all the CCA room is glass, so it's outside and inside. So the night walk doesn't start there, but that's where the holding area is. Then you reach the Nian library there, that's where it starts, so that's where block 50 is, right? So we bring the freshie, they walk past everything. Then later, when we reach at the block downstairs holding area, the second holding area, the freshie suddenly tell us, I didn't know the night walk started. They say, no, haven't started yet. Why? Cause just now when we walk past the CCA, a lot of people trying to scare us.
But we didn't hurt anybody.
But we never say anything.
Huh?
You always like that one.
Then you all never say anything. So it's not a
What
prank.
you want me
or
to say?
what?
What you want me to say? Don't say like, oh yeah, a lot of people there. Later I bring you there. No,
I'm saying night walk ever start, then they already scared.
No, but it could be other group of students or what.
no.
Nobody.
Our camp always separate
Separate
from
one.
other schools. So actually, quite excited. Me and Nigel quite excited to do this episode because we were in the same poly. We go through a lot of camps together.
Right.
Every year there's a few camps, right? And there's a lot of ghost stories. One of it, right, that similar to his one was I was bringing someone from the holding area towards the night walk area, right? And then the guy was like, there are a lot of people.
Huh? Again? So it's...
No, it's
Is it happening at the same time?
probably the same one. Yeah.
Right.
So it's like there are a lot of people. Then I was like, no lah, just walk. Don't have. I also don't know how to do lah. I scared lah. No, just walk. I think that person right can see these kind of things, right? So he say, those are the nice ones. In front got a lot of bad ones. Then I say, proceed. I go back first.
Okay, this is called SPF Police Ghost Story, all caps, scariness level 5 by, this is the name, is it?
Ouija.
By Ouija bot.
Yeah.
This happened back when I was serving my national service in Singapore Police Force. During our 2-week confinement period, I was placed in Foxtrot Company, rumoured to be the most haunted company in the entire Home Team Academy. The supernatural activity was said to be so severe that they had to close the company for years, reopening it only recently after conducting some blessings.
Wow.
It's so serious.
Bro, yeah, lor.
Yeah.
Sounds
I mean, you
serious.
always got all these ghost stories, right? But never close one. It's just stories.
Where got time to close?
Yeah. Fuck it, just do.
When I was assigned to my bunk, we were each given our own beds and lockers, positioned to sleep opposite our buddies. While checking our lockers, one of our bunkmates found a note left by the previous occupants. The note listed things not to do during our stay.
Fuck, this happened to me also.
Kena note ah.
No, because I also home team.
You SPF?
Yeah. No, I civil defense ma.
All same place one.
So yeah, home team. My first day, right, when I packed my bed, right, a note dropped off. You know what the note says? Don't look under the bed after 12. I was like, fuck off.
So the note said 5 things not to do. Number 1, never look in the mirrors at night. She does not like it when we invade her privacy.
Fuck off.
Number 2, never leave the bunk in odd numbers. Example, to go to the toilet. Number 3, do not answer the door if you hear a knock after 11 p.m. Number 4, avoid using the last cubicle in the male toilet.
Oh my
Number
God.
5, do not leave the top of your lockers empty.
Oh,
So must
that
always
means
put something.
Put something lah. Okay.
Some of us dismiss the note as a prank from the previous batch to scare us. I would think that also lah.
Yeah.
I would think it's a prank. Like,
Yeah.
who's this fucker trying to prank me?
Yeah.
You know? But he said our skepticism was soon to change. Our field instructor always reminded us to keep our bunks clean and neat, advising that they should always be in standby bed condition in case of a sudden bunk inspection. Our police caps were to be placed at the top of our lockers, uniform hung neatly inside, and PT attire folded properly. One night, my buddy forgot to place his police cap on the top of his locker. That night turned out to be one of the scariest nights of my life. I woke up at 2 a.m. to the sound of my buddy's locker shaking. Initially, I brushed it off as the wind, but the shaking grew louder and more rhythmic. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I noticed a pair of white pants dangling from the top of my buddy's locker.
What the
We weren't issued white pants, which struck me as odd. Yeah, no shit lah. As my vision cleared, I realized they weren't pants, but a pair of feet. Terrified, I closed my eyes, telling myself it was just my imagination. Curiosity got the better of me, and when I opened my eyes again, the feet were still there, swinging like a pendulum. Summoning my courage, I looked upwards and saw a lady in white with hollow eye sockets smiling menacingly at me.
Hollow eyes. Okay, means there's nothing
There's
in
no
the-
eyeballs.
Oh fuck.
I quickly shut my eyes, frozen in fear, and pretended to be asleep until morning. I think that's what most people will do, right? What else can you do? If you see like a ponte,
Pray lor, I don't know.
Pray,
Pray
sleep,
lor.
right?
Yeah.
We all stand up and go and like actually like poke and like see.
Is it really hollow?
Yeah, I'll probably sleep also, yeah.
Wow.
I privately told my FI field instructor about the incident. He asked if my buddy had forgotten to put the police cap on top of the locker. When I nodded silently, he explained that the police crest acts as an amulet as it is blessed by 5 religious leaders. Have you all heard about that before?
Actually, yes. SAF also.
Is it actually though?
Yeah, it is.
It is,
When
right?
when I go for those ceremonies, I do see the religious leaders.
12, I think.
Oh, there's a lot. They just stand there and do something.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I don't know how true it is.
Oh, I've seen it.
So you have seen it physically, they have blessed the thing lah.
I've seen ceremonies, the religious leader actually went down, and it's like all from different religion. So I don't think they.
As in they were blessing what? They went down to...
Yeah, but they never bless the crest. They maybe bless the
General bless.
When I commission, right, the 12 religious leader like pray over.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
legit.
yeah.
Oh,
When we
really?
commission, yeah.
Damn.
Maybe only for officers. All the sergeant below don't have one. I mean, die lah. Officer can survive.
12, I cannot remember.
I had a fever for the next 3 days. From that day onwards, I always reminded my bunkmates to put on their police caps on top of their lockers. There are still other experiences relating to the note that I have yet to share.
Wow.
But that will be for another occasion. Fucking cocktease, yeah.
Yes, I just would like to say.
Share, come on, man.
Yeah lah, we only doing one episode.
This one 1 year 1 time already.
Yeah, you no more already, no more come. Next time you submit, I'm not gonna read already.
Well, but I have to verify some of the things he say as a home team member lah. That was the rule also that we cannot go to toilet odd numbers.
Oh, is it?
That was this specific rule. I don't know why. Like you can go in 2s, you can go in 4s, you cannot go alone, you cannot go in 3s.
Wow, so
I
serious.
must wake my body to go toilet with me on it.
For us army, we also have this rule, but they never say odd number. Just say go with your buddy to make sure nothing happens.
Right.
Wait, but do you all know about how the $1 coin is related to our MRT system?
Huh?
So like,
How?
when we are building our MRT, obviously we need to exhume a lot of graves. Like in
Yeah,
town
yeah,
area, there's a lot of graveyards, so we need to exhume a lot of graves to build our MRT lah.
Right.
There's a saying lah, like if you take out our $1 coin, right, it's in the shape of a
Yeah.
it's called a bakwa. I don't know if I pronounce it right. Bakwa. That's supposed to like help with like negate any negative energy and keep us, you know, that symbol lah. That's what it
So
represents.
are you saying that if I encounter a ghost, a Singapore ghost, I
just
can take the
take
coin and throw it?
Expensive, yeah.
Any attack?
$1. Hey, shit, I don't know $2.
I never heard of this thing.
So there's some are saying, or it's rumored that Lee Kuan Yew commissioned that sign that the shape of the $1 is a bakwa,
Right.
so that every Singaporean will have a bit of blessing because we go and exhume so much grace.
Lee Kuan Yew,
in
respect!
the MRT. Yeah. That's the story lah. That's the story.
Next time my pocket gonna have a lot of $1 coin. Next time when I see Ryan, then I throw the $1.
Okay, I think maybe this one you can read it because it says rented condo.
All the long one you give me to read is it?
Sharing this horror story that is really peculiar. What happened was actually a group of us were at our good friend's place. Let's just call him B. Rented a condo apartment for a Christmas party. Wow. So we were all drinking, chilling, exchanging gifts, normal stuff lah, party ma. I proceeded to his kitchen, not knowing what had gotten into me. Maybe like a bit tipsy or what lah. Entered the kitchen to grab a drink without switching on the lights. So just as I stood in front of the refrigerator, I felt a presence standing on my left, staring at me lah. That's when my left arm started experiencing.
That's right.
So my left arm started to feel goosebumps in the direction of the staring. I didn't think too much lah. Then later I went back to have back to the party with my friends. Then my sister and another one of her girlfriends needed to refill their drinks as well as they turned on the kitchen light.
Oh wait, he was doing it in the dark?
Yeah, in the dark, cause she only take from the fridge. Fridge usually got light ma.
Right. Honestly, right, late at night, when I go to my kitchen thing, I will on the light. I'm a bit scared.
I also a bit like.
Yeah.
Wait, last time when you're young, I say again, when I'm very young. Some people may think I still do it.
Yeah.
You know when you at home at night, then you go take drink from the fridge. You on the light, right? So once you take it off, you got run back to the house.
Also do that.
Okay, so that's not the only one. Normal.
I still do it. Bro, I'm not taking chances, man.
Who is the
You must stretch.
Maximum. They must take a deep breath.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. So continue the story. My sister and another one of her friends went to the kitchen to refill the water. So this time they got on the light. As they turned on the kitchen light, the light started to flicker, like on and off. At that moment, the sister and her friend saw a curly hair woman with a silhouette at that very corner where she saw just now. Another girl from the party entered the kitchen at around this time. Just as she came out of the kitchen, she yelled across the living room, "Did you change your maid?" Then who is that curly hair woman standing in your maid's room?
Oh, fuck off.
So specific, yeah, curly hair.
Yeah.
Montana had a perm.
As they left the apartment, the three of us shared the experience like among themselves after that lah. This was when one of them actually shared with us that about his dreams sometime back. That in his dream, he was walking around his bedroom and he saw a curly hair woman hung herself to death in his kitchen laundry area. So he just asked, is it the same curly hair woman in his dream?
He should go and check, like whether the past tenants, anyone.
Yeah.
And then you Google, it's a picture of a curly hair one.
At first when I read the story, I was just thinking that it's because they are tipsy, because they are having drinks. But the only part where I got goosebumps is when he said that the friend a few nights back had that dream. It's like he not even involved, but he had the dream of the similar silhouette of the curly hair woman.
Wait, I can ask you all, have you ever seen a silhouette or like seen something unnatural before? You go so many, never see once.
Not even a passing shadow.
Honestly, no. No shadows, no.
Dreams?
When I'm editing, I sometimes see orbs.
Right.
You know?
Who's mic?
The mic got cut.
Oh, the mic got cut. You always say your instruments all wonky, right? Now they go prove it to you.
Okay, if there are any ghosts here, can you turn? Dreams. Okay, I had weird experience, like, and Dewey knows a bit. I've told her. So we were at a staycation. Then it was like maybe 2 a.m. plus. Dewey got up to go to the toilet.
Okay.
And I saw her, okay, she's going to the toilet. So I turned back the other side to go to sleep. Then as I was sleeping, I felt 3 very fast taps on my neck, like. Like very fast, like asking me to like turn or like wake up. Then I was like, then I turned. Then when I look over, there's nobody, and she was still in the toilet. Then I was like, oh fuck. Then I just went back to sleep. Yeah, I took that, so I just went back to sleep. And then when she came back out and she sat beside me, I turned over and said, babe, did you tap me at the back? Then she said no. Then I was like, okay, never mind.
You don't even want to tell her.
I don't want to scare her.
Yeah, you don't want to scare her.
You know? So the next day, then I told her about it. And she was like, oh my god, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, I wouldn't tell you lah.
You want to find ghosts, right? Do you tap me? No. Oh my god. If there's anybody here, can you please out the thing?
To be professional, you have to keep it on you.
Always carry with me.
So that was the only time that I thought, I don't know how to explain that.
Is it a corner room?
I think so.
Usually
so.
the corner one is
Yeah.
kialang one.
Then why every time we go travel out, you all put me in a corner room?
No lah.
Always one.
Oh, shit, he found out.
This story is by Ben.
Oi! It's not me, it's not me.
Short story. I was working late, rushing marking for students. I decided to wash up before going home. So I went to the guy toilet to do my business. Why would
Wait, this is a teacher or what?
Yeah, teacher.
Teacher lah.
Yeah, marking lah. It was motion sensor. The lights turned on when I entered the toilet. I heard a thank you from somewhere in the toilet. As I was curious who stayed so late to mark paper too. I went around to check who was it, and I found no one in the toilet. So I decided to leave the toilet and say, bye, I'm going home. Then I heard a reply, thank you for the light, take care. I left the place and told myself never to use the toilet at night again.
Did you check all the cubicles?
Yeah, I'll go and check.
I'll
Or like
check the
see got
cubicle.
leaks.
Or maybe,
Yeah.
maybe it's like a repairman repairing at the ceiling or what. I don't know, right? I don't know.
Oh, he never checked the cubicle lah. He didn't say anything about
He got say, he said, I went around to check who was it, but I found no one.
Maybe it could be the, you know, like when you go 7-Eleven. Ding dong.
Shut up. Why would anyone do that in the toilet?
NTU toilet leh.
Huh? NTU toilet? Will say thank you when you go?
Yeah.
Thank you for what?
But only girls toilet.
Why? Why guys toilet cannot thank you?
Because of all the cases.
What cases?
They take picture of the guys going in.
So
they will
only
know when
yeah,
people
so
come
only
in.
girls toilet have.
Hey, that's it could be that.
So when people come into the girls toilet, right, whoever's in the toilet know that there's someone there.
Okay, but you know what's scary about that? Imagine nobody come in and I think,
Yeah.
wow,
Like you don't even hear the door.
ding dong. Then like, oh, who's that? Nobody.
Then ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Okay, so next story. This story I can relate. It's by Y.D. Tan. This story happened 3 years ago.
Okay.
When him and his wife were waiting for their current flat. So they moved into the parents' house for a year. So he was born sensitive. You know?
Yeah, can see that,
this
yeah.
kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So 13 years ago, he had a dream about this little girl stalking him. But it's blurred. The face blurred.
Blood.
Yeah, it's like 5 to 6 year olds.
blur.
Yeah, blur.
Okay.
So he was so scared that he prayed in front of the altar from 3 to 6 a.m. and didn't sleep. Then went to school the next day. Fast forward to 3 years ago, he dreamt of the very same girl. So the dream was about him going to the lift and it opened and the girl was inside staring at him.
How you know it's there when the face is blurred?
Fuck, that's a very good point. I think this guy, he forget the face. Then he say blur. Kekiang lah, kekiang.
Okay,
But it could be the 3 years ago one, the face not so blur.
So when she already, she will become 4K HD. High
Because
definition.
last time is only 1080 max.
Okay.
Now 4K already. The girl was staring, right? But he was holding on to the door. And he bracket strangling. So he freaked out, ran, and then woke up.
Right.
So he told his wife about it, described everything. And she said she dreamt about the same exact girl. The wife's dream was she was standing in front of the altar in horror. Then the girl was running back and forth and circling around the corridor. They both told his mom about the dream, and without hesitation, she was like, okay, I know who is it.
Who?
It was actually his neighbor's Tong.
Xiao Gui.
Yeah, ghost child.
Okay.
Ever since they moved out, they never seen or dreamed about her ever again.
No, but that's very scary to play with.
Yeah, the
kumantong,
one better
the
to
xiao
play.
gui. It's like keeping a pet
Yeah.
demon, a pet spirit.
Do you know much about
I
this
heard
thing?
about like giving sweets lah, put yakok lah. I have some friends who have lah.
Oh
but-
really? You have
But
a
I
friend
never
have.
see before. Again, it's just stories
Right.
lah. You know, some of them. I have one friend. She has a kumantong lah. Then sometimes, but she doesn't have it anymore. Then they say when it's angry or what, right? It will crack one. The thing. So she would feed it yakok. And then she will see the yakok like go down.
Huh? Oh, serious? Like,
baby spirit.
wait, like real life or like
She saw it go down lah. According to her lah. Again, it's story.
Oh, okay. Why every time Sneaky start to speak, the cable come out? The cable come out.
Shit.
This episode got a lot of problem.
Damn.
Do you have any of your own stories?
He already said it.
Yeah, only that vocal
You already
one,
said it.
Yeah.
This guy,
I'm also a bit, I guess like you lah. I never really kena.
Never
much,
kena.
you know.
he hunt too much really, all avoiding him really. The more you want to find, right, the more you want to come to
he
him.
bait you. Yeah.
Because I'm scared I don't purposely go and try. Because at the same time, if I discover, I think I'll pee my pants.
But this guy, he siao one eh. I see all his video, in the tunnel, nobody, the water up to this level. He also go at the end of the tunnel, crazy one.
The reason why we started the ghost hunting episode was because of him.
Yeah.
And then we were
My
deciding-
second episode, I don't want to do it. It's
No,
scary.
I saw his episode, right? He went to forest,
Yeah.
all the actual side one. And then when me and Nigel go, right, we at the outskirts only.
Changi there got bright light. We also
He went to the thick of it eh. But
Yeah.
will you dare to do it alone if there's no videographer? Like completely you're just alone?
Completely alone, no. It's more of a safety hazard thing. If let's say my leg's stuck in the tunnel or like I need help, phone no reception, I'm dead
that's
so I need at least one person there for safety issues.
Right.
But I did meet, like when I was in Bukit Brown Cemetery, there was this, it's quite popular now. I think there's quite a few Singaporean TikTokers also. They do it live, right? So I met one of them, but this guy's from Malaysia. So he was just alone, holding his phone, live streaming on TikTok. He bashed into the cemetery alone. Then me and Star look at each other. Star is my videographer. I look at Star, wow, this guy powers. Then he went in, then we can hear him shouting at the ghost. He was like, come out.
Was he a TikTok? I think I see this kind of thing.
It's live online.
Is it like those
TikTok live.
like pixel later, then he will take a stick and whack the ghost or something like
I
that?
never see him whack the ghost but he was like damn brave. He just went damn deep inside. Then we were very far. Then me and Star can hear him shouting at the ghost. Then I was like, wow, fuck this guy. Damn zai.
The one's
I cannot go to that level but still.
Will
at least
you
two
never?
people.
Will you never try to do it alone? Let's say you just tell your brother, say you're going to this place.
Yeah.
If you don't come back by this time, call the police.
I
or
will
what?
need at least a safety team. Like maybe they wait at the side of the road, then I go inside alone. Maybe 50, 100 meters in, then I'm alone. But I still need that level of
Assurance
safetyness, assurance.
I could never.
Yeah.
Even if we are outside waiting for you.
Okay, to be very honest, to tell you all the little secrets about our filming. The ghost episode, right, it looked like me and Nigel was there alone, right? Actually, we have a team of producers there. There was two producers there, so, but they were waiting outside lah.
But his one is truly just you and your brother.
Truly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ours is
No, actually I also got 20 people like behind the camera.
with all the $1 coin waiting. Like, it was crazy because we were looking at his video. It's like, wow.
How does this guy do it?
Yeah, I cannot. We go to the first place, the hospital,
No, it was Raintree Hotel.
and the only thing that was scaring us, right, was each other. You know what this guy do? He was filming me, Then I was talking to the camera. I was like, bro, I fucking said. Then you know what he do? He did it. That's the worst. Bro, oh, semua ni belum nak.
Whoa, wait.
You saling, you
No,
don't saling.
I was trying to focus the video
Okay,
and
then-
you don't scare me like
No, you scare me,
You
bro.
suddenly come
You
from
suddenly-
I thought got something behind me.
No,
I
I
cannot
thought got
do,
something behind me.
I cannot do two things at one time.
We just scare each other. Like, wow, bro. I don't know how
You
to.
don't have an experience like that with your brother, man?
We-
Like he actually saw something at the back.
We are too thick in the suspense that we don't want to scare each other because we're actually there to find out if actually there's anything there.
Right.
So if Star reacts like that, right, I will take it very seriously.
I took it very seriously, bro. Because his reasoning was the window open. I think we both very scared. Maybe they were more brave lah.
Then probably we should do one collab. You all go to his house.
We won't make it out alive.
Don't let collab like that can already. Sit down here talk can already.
With a lot of people and
The other time when we find him for the equipment, he said the scariest was the Lim Chu Kang Cemetery, is it?
Scariest was Pulau Ubin lor. But that one, we showed everything on the YouTube video already lah. Basically, we heard someone singing. And that cemetery is like, when we went there, it was closed off to public one. There was like a gantry lah, so vehicles cannot go through. But we were riding bicycles ma, so we like siam a bit, then go inside. I didn't tell this in the video lah, but when we were cycling in, Star told me like, suddenly the temperature very cold Then I was like, really man, don't scare us. We are gonna shoot something already. I also a bit scared already. Don't say this kind of things, right? Then after that, when going in also, he realized like, Sushi, but he called me by my real name lah. Sushi, you see the trees at the side, and it was those kind of trees that it's those white trees, but with very long vines, like those long roots.
Willow
you know?
tree?
I'm not sure. I don't know of the
Mangrove
name
tree.
Right.
Those kind of trees, white tree, but like vines to the floor. And I didn't realize that. Then I looked, really, because behind that gantry, right, the trees were all normal trees.
Right.
But after that gantry, it was all those kind of trees.
Right.
Then I was like, wow, fuck, why didn't you tell me that?
Why bring it to
You never noticed actually.
Yeah, I never noticed. I was just like, exploring. You know, then I noticed like, fuck. So when we were there, we were both already quite like scared already. Like we were very anxious already. The fear level was there already. You know, so when we went in and then I did my usual thing. I talked about the graves, like this is the grave, Chinese grave, big grave, small grave, okay, very nice. And we went deeper in, suddenly we heard like a singing lor, and it sounded like a old man like humming. Like
Oh fuck!
Wait, I hear this before. It sounded like, you know, moss in the morning they have.
yeah, a bit
Chanting,
like that. Yeah, but it was very soft and very like
to
very
himself,
faint,
like he doing
very
it to
faint.
himself.
Not to himself. If it's to himself, we won't hear one. He purposely trying to make us hear one. Because we were very far and it soundted like it came from the forest. The forest is maybe like 30 meters away, 40 meters away.
Okay, but
from the forest.
actually I encountered this before when I was in NS. Outfield. Then in the wee hours of the morning, I also hear it's.
I know how the moss thing sounds like.
Yeah.
That one didn't sound like the moss. It sounded like, I don't know how to say. It sounded like a radio. It sounded like a old Chinese song from a radio. I've heard the moss thing before. I get it. I know what you're talking about. I've heard that when I was at Lim Chu Kang doing my walking around Singapore. Then I heard
That's different.
That is different. So Star was the one that told me about it first. Like, hey, Sushi, you hear that sound or not? Someone singing. Then I was like, oh fuck, yeah.
Clear. You can clearly.
My mic picked it up. It was shown in the YouTube video. My mic picked it up. Then I was like, okay, fuck, never mind. Let's just continue filming the video first lah. Because I want to shoot this video. I want to finish this video. As we proceeded deeper into the cemetery, the singing got louder and louder. And then
So you're going to find the source already lah.
I wish I did lah. I really wish I stayed
cannot,
and
scared.
find. So when the singing got too loud, right, I looked at Star. I was like, okay, I think that's it lah. Let's go back. Then Star also shocked. He like, what happened?
No lah, but you were really scared.
Yeah, I was scared lah.
Right.
Then after that, we just like pack our things and we walk back to our bicycle, cycle out without saying a word to each other. We just like, okay, because we know that maybe there's something, so we just wanna walk out of there as soon as we can.
That could have been your best chance to prove.
Yeah, I was. Even the comments were like, hey, you ghost hunter, right? Why you never go and?
Hey, hello, comment also say us though.
Yeah, for the safety behind.
You try to go yourself. You're a videographer like that, you confirm
But
scared.
what you say is true. Like when it really happened, right?
Yeah, it's
Your
really
mind will go blank. Like, okay, because it's like fight or flight response. You're like, okay, you either fuck off of there or like go and fight
Confront it, yeah.
For me, it was okay lah, back out lah.
It could,
You know, unfortunately,
it could be the first unnatural death that reported on the news.
If anything ever happens to him, right, it's confirmed. I will say it's supernatural. I will think so too. Unless it's old age. It's old age. But otherwise, I don't care. Yeah, it's confirmed. Yeah.
So this
Right.
is my most scary encounter.
你每个都是很 scary 的，你
没有，我的有 category 的。
啊
This one
啊
is I saw. I
You
physically saw something supernatural.
I also saw.
You
He was there. He was
We
there.
were there. Both of us were there.
Our
saw.
story all same one. It happened during a camp. So it happened during the dirtiest camp. I was the head of the crew, right? So I had to recce this place. I was going inside. The person accompanying me was like, "Hey, Ben, stop. Let's walk back." She's a sensitive person, very sensitive.
Right.
I know she's a sensitive person, so I say, "You tell me when you're downstairs." So we went down. She said she saw someone at the dustbin doing this,
Oh fuck!
finding things to eat. Yeah. So, okay, that block cannot use. Then I went to another block, and then the freshie was going up the lift, and the freshie was like start crying, and he's like crying like he just break up like that. Don't want. I say, oh, what happened? He say, last time I got third eye one, and my mom closed it for me when he was young, and then now right. The building is forcing it to open. He feel it opening. I said, bro, never mind, I bring you back, bro. I was so scared, bro. Let's go. So I went back, right? And then we were at the holding area. So at the holding area, there's this infamous girl in our batch. She is very prone to getting
Possessed.
Yeah. So when I go back to another holding area, this girl, I saw like 8 guys pinning her down.
Huh? Wait, is this supernatural or it's not to become sexual?
no.
Okay.
And I have to say, one of the guys is twice my size. And pinning her down, imagine you walk in from there, imagine you walking in, and the girl just like that.
Huh? Staring at you.
Me He looked through my soul, I tell you.
Right.
I was so fucking scared. Then she's like,
But let me give you some context because we were.
Oh, you also saw
I also saw, but I was in the earlier part. I saw what happened to the girl before he came in.
Right.
So when Ben encountered all those problems, right, we also had similar problems at my block also.
Right.
And different blocks already.
Right.
So we have all walkie-talkie and phone. And my block, we also had very weird stuff because there was this room where I think we maybe took it a bit too far. Usually, we put those kind of like incense like that, just to scare, just give the vibe.
Right.
But this room, right, is all garbage bag. We put all the garbage bag. So basically, it's the secondary school table. We put the garbage bag to below, so they had to crawl underneath the table. So it's like a tunnel lah. There was no like Scariest. So basically, it's just crawl through the tunnel and find pictures of your friends lah. So when one of the freshie he came out, he told us like, wow, this night was very, very good. It's very scary. I like.
He said very real.
He like very real. Then we were like, hey, wow, good. Why scary? He said like, wow, this room right, the Scariest fantastic. Then we like, Scariest? Then he just came out of the room where the garbage bag like, he said when he flipped out, guys, got one face right in front of him. But I think he like don't know one lah. He like, oh, I'm scary. Wow, production
But in our heart, I was like, oh fuck, bro.
Once we heard that, right, we usually report in our group chat. So not only my block was having, his block and other blocks was having.
Everywhere
so we said like, okay guys, we need to end already. Cannot. Because like everybody's experiencing the same thing already. That's when it happened. So the girl who was prone to this kind of thing, she was walking back towards our holding area. She walked back halfway, she suddenly screamed and fainted. She just fainted. That's when we had to carry her to the holding area. So when we carry her to the holding area, right, at first it was just two of us, because she's a very petite, small girl. But when we carried to the holding area, she suddenly struggled and like she went into a fit lah, basically. Right. And then her temperature rose very, very high. Like she went fever.
Physically you can feel.
Yeah, when we were holding her, we like, why so hot? We like a bit panicked already. Then that's when he came in and saw like 8 people pinning her now.
Because she like that?
She like, yeah.
Look at me, no.
It was very scary. Yeah, so we didn't know what happened to her. Because at first we thought it was exhaustion. Right. Because we have on-site medics. Right. So we called the on-site medic come, they assess her. She said like, there's nothing we can do because she's okay. It's just that her temperature is very high. So they tried to cool her down, but she still continued to struggle. Then we saw like, cannot already. And it was like 2-3 a.m. already. Because these are the timings the night walk usually happen. Right. We didn't know what to do. So we called our senior. He looked, then he said, he made a phone call. So the youth pastor came down with a guitar and one other guy.
Huh?
Yeah, a youth pastor came
at night.
Yeah, I kill you not.
The image very weird. Yeah.
No, bro, I tell you. At first, I tell you why. No, because right, at first there were a few people that tried to do the exorcism.
I don't know what they try to do.
Based on what credentials they
like Christian, they read the Bible, holy water, but none of them worked until
the pastor
this savior with the guitar. He came, the savior.
Okay, I'm not trying to like
sensationalize.
Or what lah. He came down, the youth pastor came down, and then all he did right was speak to her very calmly.
Yeah.
I still remember very clear. This happened like almost 9-8 years ago. I still remember damn clear. He just said, leave this girl alone, while the guy was playing the guitar and singing like Krishna. So he like just say like, he like try to calm her down and say like, just leave this girl alone. And then like in the name of so on and so forth. Then I think a few minutes later, she started to calm down. And then when she woke up, she like, why everybody crowding around me? She a bit shocked.
She had no recollection.
She couldn't remember anything. In this situation for many times. It's not the first time.
Then why you all still friends with her?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I just don't invite her already.
Maybe it's a mental issue or
no leh.
I don't know.
I do believe to a certain point that some people do actually can feel or see maybe.
Yeah, because it's the first time ever I saw something supernatural happening in front of me. Right. I literally saw her getting pinned by 8 guys and she's really small.
No, she never. No, she just struggled.
She struggled
a lot.
No, I wouldn't even classify that as supernatural though.
Why?
Unless she start throwing the 8 guys away.
He threw one guy off.
She legit did.
8 guys.
It's because we had 2 guys holding her first. And that's when she threw one guy off.
Yeah.
That's when we needed another few more guys.
8 people come down.
A few more guys to come down to hold her down. Till today, got no proper explanation. Other than maybe exhaustion, but no way exhaustion you can throw off a
No, but the weird thing is her body temperature.
Yeah.
I always thought like, I'm sure there are a lot of people like that who just want some attention, you know?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
that's
act
what
up,
I
you know,
was
so they act
thinking.
up in camp or whatever.
Maybe,
but
maybe.
the body temperature thing is a bit
That one
hard
cannot fake
to
lah, that
dismiss lah. If
Yeah.
it's really hot, like that's a bit weird.
But at the same time,
you
she's
know?
quite a quiet girl. She's not like the attention kind.
Right,
She's
right,
quite
right.
low key, always doing. Yeah, and that's all for our ghost stories for this episode.
Yeah.
If y'all like more of this, y'all can put in our Google Forms lah.
Yeah, then you can also let us know in the comments below whether you want Ben to go on a ghost hunting adventure with Sneaky Sushi.
No lah, don't
Yeah.
If he go
Say
means I
yes.
must go. Sir.
Yes. Thank you for coming to join us to
Thanks for having
say
me.
our stories. I feel like their stories, to be very honest, not very scary.
Yeah.
I feel you
I
guys
feel
can do
my
better.
story scarier.
Yeah, I feel our story more scary.
Yeah.
So I think y'all can do better. We look forward to see your ghost stories next year.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe next time we will find a real those exorcist ones.
Oh,
tell us
right,
the
right.
real stories.
Hopefully by then he will have already encountered some ghosts lah.
Or maybe by then we have the article of him already.
dead, Spirit will come.
We also look forward to your questions in our next episode. Please continue to give your stories in full details as we will like all these specific details.
Correct. Okay, so remember to follow all our socials, follow Sneaky Sushi on his socials, and click here for more, click here to what, and cut to the bloopers.
I say, bro, no.
Wait!
It's really scary.
You guys don't know what it felt like.
Y'all see that? He hold to me like a little girl.